You're watching Tech Talk in affiliation with Tech for Techs. We're a community that supports independent trade with the help of vendors and distributors. We're live every Thursday at 8 p.m. London time, and we'll be streaming to Facebook and YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You can listen to our podcast on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon, Google, TuneIn, and many more. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, and your host, Philip Griffiths.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Tech for Tech Tech Talk, where we help your IT business grow. Right, today we've got a show on. It's how to get new customers with a small budget. And again, that doesn't mean getting customers who haven't got much money to spend. That actually means getting customers obviously on a low budget, as in you're not spending a lot on advertising or spending nothing on advertising. Today we have got three guests. We've got Cormac from Crosshaven Computers. We've also got Nicole from Cellbotics Training, and we've also got Ben Ashcroft from Bugs and Bikes Computing. Right, Cormac, if you would like to introduce yourself and tell everyone who you are, what you do, and everything along that lines, and let us know if you've got any tips or story for today. Just before we do that, if anyone is watching, hopefully you are, can you please comment in the comment section to let us know you can hear and see us. Right, over to you, Cormac.
I'm Cormac from Crosshaven Computers, and I was filming an ad for a company all day, so I don't know if I'm going to be in computer repair much longer. I'm thinking of going to Hollywood to become an actor. So you heard it first here. So that's it. So you want a tip of the day as well? Isn't it, Phil? VR, and I'll say it one last time, VR. I think I said when I was on here last week or the week before, 2 weeks ago, got the Facebook VR. I convinced Nicole to get it. We'll get the Prince of Scotland Ben to get it soon. Phil, it was your birthday. I presume Jen is getting you one or something, and it's just unreal. And forget all about the gaming aspect of it. From a sheer business side of things, you have to get into it. You have to get into it right now. Nicole will probably tell you, this is a segue. Oh, look at us with our words. Nicole might tell you about a meeting she had in there, but that's what it's going to be about. It's going to be the new way of networking, connecting. And you heard it first here, and I'm going to put Phil on the spot. Hi, Phil. Hey, on the spot. Right. There we go, Phil. We're going to figure out before Christmas how to do this podcast in VR.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm telling you, we're going to do it. We're cutting edge, the first in the world, best looking as well. It's going to be. We're going to figure out. So, we can figure out. We'll have the people, and we'll have it figured out, and we'll somehow broadcast it. We're techs. We can figure it out, but that's going to be the way forward. Zoom is going to be yesterday's news soon. People are going, especially with the travel and all that. People are going to have meetings. There's going to be. It's game changing, and all I have to do is figure out how to do it. Already from talking to Nicole beforehand, she went to a business group. I decided I'm going to somehow gate crash that business group and go to America, get contacts. But that's kind of half joking, but it's serious. That's the way it's going to work. There's going to be rooms. So the way I see it happening, and I'd say, Phil, I'm just giving you information here. You should give me a percentage of Tech for Techs. what's going to happen, the way I look at it, groups in Facebook is going to move to groups in Facebook VR. And instead of us all typing like, oh my God, look at us, we're like cave people typing, we're going to physically, well, not physically, we're going to be in VR, and you're going to be meeting people and having conversations. You heard it first. I know you're thinking, crazy Irish man. But I'm right.
Facebook already has it. It's Horizon, and it's in beta, and you can download it, and they actually have like these worlds where you bring in your groups and all kinds of stuff. It's so cool.
Horizon, is it? It's called
Horizon. Altspace is the other one that I had like the business meeting thing in, which is so cool. Like you can have your own world made, like Fiverr. They have people in there that do it for like $50, and they can make it office seats.
Oh my God, that's more of it. That's where I'm writing all this down. Forget the topic. We'll change topic. One thing I do have to say: forget that. You don't need customers. You need this. But I will say this: write it off as a business expense. Buy it and say, I don't know what you have to tell the tax man. Meet him in VR and tell him whatever you need to tell him. Do it. So
you all heard this first. Cormac is going to buy 1,250 VR headsets for all the Tech for Tech members so they can take part.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to become a tax exile and run away to a virtual world at this stage. Comes after me. He'll just come in and I'm gone. So that's it. Cormac is going to jail over this is the conclusion. A virtual jail.
Right, let me quickly just go through chat before we go on to Nicole. So we got, let's have a look. Okay, so we got Richard Creedy saying, evening all. We've also got hello from Richard Forth saying, hello from Rich and Haley from Phase 4 in Harrogate. We've got an evening, everyone, from someone. I have a guess. Oh, bet that is probably Kunal because he usually does that and then he comes back on in a few minutes with his proper name. But I might be wrong. Let's have a look. Richard Creed is saying yes, he can hear and see us. That's good. We've got Neo Computers, which is Paul, reading loud and clear. We've got Timothy as well, or Tim as we know him on the show. We've also got we've got Richard Creedy asking, have you found a way to create a hollow projector?
The Halo Protect, is that kind of a Star Wars, Star Trek, some sort of thing? Yeah, the holodeck is there. That's the answer.
Yeah, I think you'd need some sort of augmented reality, so AR glasses to do that one. So the Microsoft HoloLens probably be the best thing, but I don't think everyone can afford those at this moment in time. I think they're about 10 grand or something like that for the development version. But anyway, let's move on. Let's have a look. As long as Cormac has VR chicken with him, I'm on board with VR meeting, so that's good. If you don't know Nicole, Cormac likes chicken. I don't mean eating chicken, I mean real chickens, what run around and stuff. If you're a bit confused there. So if you ever see anything he posts, he'll probably have a chicken on it somewhere. We've also got David saying hi from Scorpion Computers. He's also a regular on the show. We've also got hi everyone from 19 Computing. And he says, you are right, Phil, this is Canal. So I thought it would be. And Richard Creed is saying Star Trek, geez. Well, Star Trek is responsible for a lot of things, from your tablets to your phones and stuff like that, so you never know. Right, let's go on to Nicole now then. So let me just hide that chat there. So Nicole, if you want to introduce yourself, tell everyone who you are, what you do, and what your tip story is of the day. I have a feeling it has something to do with VR, though.
No. Hi, everybody. No. I'm Nicole with Cellbotics. We are a training center. We have 2 locations, one in Atlanta, Georgia in the United States, and Houston, Texas in the United States. But we also have an online program, cellboticsonline.com. So I really reach an international community. So that's why I'm on here, just to help. So what my tip is Clubhouse. So if you are not on Clubhouse, I would definitely get on Clubhouse. You can look me up by looking up Cellbotics or Nicole Russell. I do lives Wednesday and Saturday. I'm not sure what it is your time, but it's 7 p.m. and 3 p.m. my time. But Clubhouse is really, really good for business, especially if you're looking to go to the next level, learn about sales, or even connect with investors. And there's people from all over the world in Clubhouse. So that's my tip.
That's pretty good. Right, we'll move on to Ben then. So, Ben, are you going to tell us about VR, or you got something else to tell us about? And obviously, introduce yourself as well and let everyone know who you are.
Well, indeed, I'm Ben Ashcroft on Bugs and Bytes Computing here in sunny Lincoln, always sunny here. I have got something to tell you about. It's not about Commodore Amigas for once, Phil.
Wow.
Yeah, it's. I've gone for a very safe tip of the day. Windows 11, of course. 3 weeks away, and I don't know, my camera's just disappeared. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. You just look like a frozen robot or something at the moment.
Oh, my camera's gone on my screen. Not to worry, I'll find it again in a second. Yeah, Windows 11, 3 weeks away from launch now. Less than 3 weeks away, in fact. So great time to start promoting it if you haven't already done so. Coming around to the new school term, uni term time as well. I believe, I'm hoping like name drop, Target released a marketing pack for Windows 11 this week as well, which is going to be handy for the shops. I actually got my first proper look at Windows 11 today on the Insider program, but hadn't actually downloaded it until today. Bought a machine off a supplier and it had Windows 11 installed on it, and I quite like it. I'm really pleased they brought Solitaire back. That's a big selling point for me. But no sign of Minesweeper.
You'd be surprised, Solitaire and Minesweeper, the amount of people that get asked to put that. Can you put Minesweeper and Solitaire on my Windows 10 machine? Because it was on Windows 7 and I can't play it anymore. I'm like, go to the store and get it. But no, they don't. They want the old version. So, right, have you sorted your... Oh, his camera's gone. Are you on the mic still, Ben?
I'm still here, but I don't know. I'm going to log back out and back in, Phil.
Yeah, log out, log back in. We'll come back to you in a few seconds then. So here we go. Right, okay. So, yeah, Richard Greedy says VR on the Amiga. That definitely would be interesting. All resolution of, 10 by 5 probably or something like that it'll support. There we go. Luckily, Ben wasn't in the conversation there. So, still a blank screen for you, Ben? He's going to go in. Okay. We'll carry on without Ben. And if he manages
that could be his new Windows 11 computer now. There you go, Ben.
That's what happens when you try and go live on an Amiga. Right. Okay. So let me introduce myself. So as most of you know, I'm Phil from Tech for Techs. I'm influencer, creator, editor, whatever the hell you want to call me. I'm usually that. Obviously, Jen runs it. She's not on the show tonight. I also own a independent computer store as well, like most of you guys out there. So I'm in the trade as well. Have been for many years. Right. My tip or story of the day. It's not really a tip or a story. It's more of an announcement. What I'm going to do first, if I can find it, because my controls have all messed up now and changed because Ben left the room. Here we go. I'm going to play a little video for you, and hopefully this will give you a really, 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 really big hint of what it is. Well, if it doesn't, then, well, you're obviously not watching. And here we go. So who knew that was coming then?
You legend, you legend, you legend, you legend.
There we go.
So
it's not, well, at least we haven't got plans of doing it in VR at the moment.
We can do it in VR.
If it was in VR, people can't see my face because I'll have a VR headset on, so it'll make it quite difficult.
Let me ask a couple of burning questions that the audience wants to know, because this could be good for us all right? So you're giving out awards, okay?
Mm-hmm.
To people for, we'll say, best whatever. With those awards, if we win awards, we can then go to our websites and have award winning on our website. So this is a win-win, make money for us all. You can be award winning American presenter, Nicole. This is good.
Award winning best United worldwide trainer.
Yeah. Let me run you a bit more information about what it is. So there's going to be roughly 20 awards up for grabs. The nomination process is basically anyone can either nominate themselves or someone else. It'll be all done within the group, the nomination. So you'll be able to. We'll make a post saying nominate yourself as, like, for example, best store, MSP, whatever it may be, best vendor, distributor, best salesperson, different things. We'll have different categories. We haven't nailed them down 100% yet, but within the next couple of weeks, you'll see the posts start coming up. You'll be able to, as I said, nominate yourselves. It's totally free, so there's no cost to you. It's all been paid for by Tender, which is our sponsor. Let me let Ben back in the room 1 second. Here we go. So it's all been paid for by Tender. So all the awards and everything are all paid by them. You do get a physical award. Once the nominations have gone through, we'll have a special page on the website called something on the lines of Tech Awards, a bit like we've got the Tech Max page and so forth. Oh, Ben's banging his microphone. Here we go. And what you'll be able to do then is vote for your favourite. So you'll get a certificate to say you're a finalist. And you'll also get, if you win, obviously, get a nice award, roughly about probably 20, 30 centimetres big sort of thing, just to say you're the best of the best at whatever category it may be. Again, it's totally free, so it's not going to cost you a penny. It's costing me the money, and it's costing Tender as well, so not going to cost you guys a single penny. It's open basically for anyone who works based in the UK. Obviously, most of the techs are going to be in the UK, but obviously vendors, some of them are based obviously abroad, America, Taiwan, China, blah, blah, blah. So they're allowed as long as obviously they supply goods and work with people within the UK as well. Now, I'm not allowed to enter. Jen's not allowed to enter the awards, so there's no chance I'm going to win or any of the other admins. And Tender is exempt from the awards as well. So it's not going to be like some of these award ceremonies where suddenly the sponsor wins all the awards because the sponsor's not allowed to. Okay, so no sponsor, which is only one, Tender, will not be able to win an award. So it's totally unbiased. And all the voting is basically done by you guys. So it depends on who you vote for, depends on who wins. It's as simple as that. So
I have a little question.
No, you can't get an award, Cormac. I'm not giving you
it. You've been in my country for 800 years. You would think you would give us something back, like. So it's only the UK.
UK and Ireland.
Okay, UK. Okay, that's good.
UK and Ireland.
That's good.
Okay.
I'm going to win the Best Looking Irish Tech Award.
Yeah, I sort of class Ireland. I know you're not part of the UK, trading wise and so forth. The show.
We're all one trade. We're all brothers and sisters. Yes.
There you go. So as long as you're not French, you're fine. Okay, so only kidding. People, for example, let's just say we have services. People like, for example, Fabrice, Fab's Auto Backup can take part, and obviously Eurosoft and different places like that, which may not necessarily be based in the UK, but they do trade in the UK. Right, let's get on to the main topic, especially now Ben is back and has fixed his camera. Do you need a computer technician to help you out there, Ben?
No, I think I'm sorted now, but I have to say my webcam light, my laptop is flashing on and off frantically, so I'm hoping it's not going to disappear again.
I don't know. All right, you're not streaming on your Amiga, is that the problem? Is it?
No, that was a plan for maybe a week or two's time. I was going to try and stream on Windows 11 on it.
Right. Just to answer your question, Rich. Will there be a category for best TikToks? There will be one for marketing. I can tell you that. So digital marketing. So I have a feeling someone might be entering that one. But right. So let's get on with the main subject then. So get new customers with a small budget, or obviously get customers with either a low budget or no cost to yourself, no marketing or very little marketing. So first of all, we're going to go to Cormac, and he's going to tell us about all his different ways and techniques of conning people out of the money.
Do you know what? I was just thinking that this topic is an interesting topic, and it's a good topic because not everyone has budgets and all that. Like it's I've stated my story on here a few times. I got into tech very late in life. It was I had to retrain myself, so I'm only full-time 3 maybe 4 years, but around 5 years ago I was still doing a course. And I bootstrapped this business the whole way. I couldn't get loans, and I didn't want to get loans, and so I was just studying studying and trying to keep a house going, and obviously I had no money for absolutely nothing, and I was laughing there because when I remember, I started thinking there back when I didn't have a car because I had to give up the car because I couldn't afford everything, and I used to be getting the bus back from college, and I got 100 business cards printed up, which I didn't have time to go anywhere with them because I used to do the course, trying to work in the evening, trying to make a bit of money, and I didn't really have too much customer base. And I used to, when I was getting off the bus, I used to leave a business card on the seat because I was like, maybe someone might pick up the business card and you might get a customer that way. Now, the reason I'm telling you that is that obviously that to a degree was one sort of marketing. But some tips that I learned, if you really don't have a budget, and I'll go on about Facebook all day long, but a couple of things that I would really strongly recommend is to concentrate on your Google reviews, okay? And one tip someone told me, and when you don't have much money, this is something that you probably don't want to do, but is to turn down tips. So one of the tips that I learned, and someone said, always price stuff in Fiverr. So either if your repair is 45 or 75 or 95, okay? Don't price it 60, 80. Because if someone said, if you price your repair at £95, €95, dollars, whatever it is, they'll more than likely give you the $100, okay? Now, what you do then at that stage is say, no, thank you. I don't need a tip. Thank you very much. Very nice. I would much prefer a review. And it's to send a clickable link to them because they're surprised that you turn down money in the first place, and then send a clickable link to them and state that always clickable link to the customers to state that a review, are you happy with the service, and then click it in. Now that is because how many times have we left a restaurant and went, wow, that meal is lovely, I'm going to leave a review, and you never do. But when it pops up, and I've seen more and more people as well, I've seen more and more people send clickable links by text messages nowadays because people respond more to text messages than emails nowadays, because it's just there on your phone. So that's a very handy tip because when people do Google you, it's going to be the reviews they're going for, The other thing, and I can't emphasize enough, if you don't have money to do marketing and all that as such, I still say Facebook is a very, very good way to get involved in it, You can do Facebook advertising for a lot cheaper than you can do Google AdWords. I have never paid for Google AdWords in my life. Now, that's all down to what people want to sell and stuff. I think if you have strong enough presence, definitely you can get away with just organic Google. But Facebook, and getting involved in not I don't like this when you say you set up a Facebook group for your customers. That doesn't work at all. But getting your name out there in the notice boards and something. And I tell you a couple of other tips that I would say, and this is, we're talking about people with no budget there. A couple of tips that I always do. If I do leave a restaurant or if I leave a local business and I will leave a review, but I will leave it from my Crosshaven Computers is a G Suite. So I will leave it on the Google reviews because it will say the reviews from Crosshaven Computers. That's advertising. The other advertising, and this is something which I love to. Yeah, I all the businesses around here and their Instagram pages. Have a look at your own business like carpet shops and stuff like that. If you go into their Instagram things, they get around 3 or 4 likes because all they're doing is putting up pictures of carpets and stuff. Who particularly likes those? But they think about it. There's someone managing that account, and they will see that Crosshaven Computers liked their Instagram thing. And I'm after getting an awful lot of customers because I just went in and you're kind of liking their posts, but it's advertising, or you're commenting and saying well done and stuff. It's free advertising, and no one else is doing it. The other computer people aren't doing it. They're not taking the time. But while you're sitting at home, like a couple of local businesses, and then someone's going to sit down in the office someday and say, right, our computer's broken. Who do we know? That guy who likes us on Instagram. So look, they're just the basic tips, that I'd be interested to hear what the others have to say on this one.
Right, that's pretty good there, Cormac. That's a good start. What we'll do is skip Nicole for a second, and we'll do Ben first while he's having issues, or should I say before he has any more issues, and that's before his normal issues he usually has. So, Ben, if you want to go ahead next and let us know what sort of free or low-cost, obviously, advertising, marketing, or whatever it is you do to get customers.
Yeah, I've got plenty of issues, Phil. Don't worry about that. I apologise to Nicole as well for jumping the queue. I don't know what's going on with this camera. I do apologise. I have to admit, actually, I've not spent a penny on advertising and marketing since I started my business. I have spent money on webcams, but I've not spent money on marketing and advertising. So one of the biggest things for me is I set up a business page, and apologies, Cormac, if I'm sort of repeating what you said because I missed a bit of that. Set up a Bugs and Bites computing business page. You get organic traffic flowing to that, inquiries coming through that. People leave you reviews and so on and so forth. The other thing I tend to do when I advertise something on Marketplace, like the laptop for sale, when the item's sold, I'll leave the advert there and then get more customers through that way because someone will see it at that price and they think that's a good deal. Want that laptop? But I've got this laptop instead. Oh, that's brilliant. So yeah, it's free ways to get customers. Who doesn't want free ways to get new customers? Quite a lot of other ways that I know of to get free customers. Yes.
Okay, I hope none of them include you wearing shorts or anything like that.
I do have the shorts on tonight, Phil, if you want to see them, but
no, I think you best leave that till the after show because I don't want to scare anyone off who's watching.
I thought you might attract more customers, Phil.
Maybe not if it's the thumbnail. I have a feeling it might get a little bit risque. I don't want to get banned by YouTube.
Maybe that's where the webcam keeps crashing.
There we go. Right, let's move on to Nicole then. So Nicole, what sort of advice can you give?
Yeah, so I work with a lot of people that are starting from home and don't have a very big budget. And so, I have a lot of different ways that you can advertise for free. But the most successful that I find is really trying to dominate your area with your personal presence, right? So like if you have, like the last call, we kind of talked about, well, what if you have like multiple locations and you don't really want to be visible? That's different. But when you're just starting out or you just have one location or you're working from home, you really are your business. You are the face of your brand, even though you have a logo and everything. So the more you put yourself out there, kind of like Cormac is doing, like he's just on everything and, make sure you're always wearing your shirts and just really be out there networking with other businesses. We have shirts that say on the back and the front of them, please stop me, ask me to fix your device, just because of COVID, people not wanting to come up to you and ask you about your business or speak to you. And so the shirts kind of give them the permission. So you're kind of like always a walking advertisement. And that's really inexpensive, not free, but the shirts aren't expensive to get done. Also, I would just take flyers and go into every single business within like a 20 or 15 mile radius, whatever you're going to cover, and just let them know what you do and what services you can provide. And say, can I take some of your cards and give you some of my cards in case someone needs it? Just basically blanketing your area. And I don't know about how the culture is over there and everything, but we work a lot with carriers, like activation carriers, to get referral of work from them. And that's free. That's just walking in and kind of, networking with them and letting them know what you do and that you're a local business. And they'll keep some of your cards and give them out. We have a lot more other ways here. We bring them food. We take candy jars. We have a lot of creative ways to work with them. But even if it's just free and you're not spending anything, it's just getting out there and talking to people.
Okay, that's pretty good. We'll go around and do a few more in a few seconds. We'll come to your question in a few seconds as well, Tim. I think I've got to answer this question myself. So, new customers. When I started off, very similar to Cormac, didn't have a budget. I'd been made redundant after being working at several different computer shops, which I didn't see were doing the job just right, should we say, and I wanted to do it my own way. I was probably in a little bit of debt as well because I worked for a short period down in London and then got made redundant, then started doing all these like part-time jobs and so forth. So I started really with a minus budget, wasn't able to get loans or anything along that lines. So it was basically starting with nothing. So the thing what you need to do, or what I did, should I say, was actually get involved with your local community. So obviously, if you're on your own, more than likely you're going to be advertising locally. So you want to get obviously people nearby you. If you've got a store or if you're a call out or whatever, it's going to be more ideal than possibly at MSP, but still potentially it may work. But communities usually have a community centre or some sort of centre, and they're generally usually wanting people to give free advice to the elderly customers. You find like stuff like local photography, video groups. They want an expert to come to, basically. So they're usually willing to have you just to basically go and basically give them a talk. Basically, it could be do's and don't about photography, how to store the stuff, how to back stuff up. It could be things like for elderly customers, how to do the basics or how to keep themselves secure online and stuff like that. So generally, obviously, I don't know about the States. It's a little bit different over there, obviously, but over here, generally every village has a village hall or a town hall or whatever, and generally you can do most of this stuff absolutely free. So just make sure you actually interact with people. Obviously, the idea of the shirt on top of that, and then giving flyers out at these things and saying to these people, hey, if you, after the show, if you need any more help or advice, here's my details, give me a call and I can sort it out. And that's pretty much how I started. First advertising I did, which is now obsolete, is in the Yellow Pages, which is basically a big phone book, and then the local papers. But I only did that for about 6 months, and after that, I pretty much had enough customers anyway, where I didn't need to advertise anymore. I'll go more into other things in a few minutes, but we'll go through, obviously, the other guys again, and go through, for example, some of the questions, what you guys are asking. So if you do have any questions about this topic, what your ideas are, for example, like what Tim's asking at the moment, what's your views on LinkedIn and so forth. If you've got any questions like that, please ask them. If you don't ask, then obviously we can't answer them. And there is no such thing as a stupid question other than the question you don't ask. So make sure you ask it. Okay, so right. So I'm going to go, well, ask Tim's question first. What are our views on LinkedIn? I've had job referrals from a page there, etc., from people I've previously worked with. Do you use LinkedIn at all, Cormac?
I do.
Yeah, I think I'm going to let Nicole answer the LinkedIn question, because I don't use LinkedIn much, and I just been too busy to use LinkedIn at this present moment in time. So I'm not an expert on LinkedIn. So I see Nicole on it a lot. Take it away.
Yeah, so I love LinkedIn. I get my commercial accounts from there. Just 2 months ago, I got 4,000 computers to repair through a LinkedIn connection who reached out to me, who found me. So when you say, what are views on LinkedIn? I've had job referrals from my page there, etc., from people I've previously worked with. So I'm kind of not understanding the question, but what I will say, if people are finding you, how they're finding you is either through a mutual connection or they're searching for you based on you can actually search by industry type and by connection type. So first, second, or third. And so they're finding you somehow. But I will tell you this, if you're going to be on LinkedIn, it is free to be on LinkedIn. And all you need to do is establish yourself as the professional within your industry through photos and content and videos. So you can't do live on LinkedIn until you reach a certain level. But once you just make like shorts and post them, and I would do that just like you would do on social media and continually do it. And then you can search people that are in your city within a certain radius and actually friend request those people who are in different positions within companies. I normally look for people in IT departments or purchasing departments or accounting, because they're the ones who decide where we get the repairs done. And then through my content, it shows them what I do. And so I would definitely connect with people on LinkedIn and keep doing connections. You can only do so many a day. So every day you need to go on and increase your connecting, but don't just connect with anybody. Make sure look at their profile. What's their position? What company are they in? Can it be helpful? Just don't randomly, I think I have now almost 9,000 connections on LinkedIn. So I get a lot of commercial work from there, and it can be really game changing for your company when you get like that first huge bulk order. I made anywhere from on my bulk orders, I'll make anywhere from $25 to $75 per repair in bulk. And I just have my staff do it kind of like an assembly line. So, and that all comes from LinkedIn.
That's great. That's good. I need to get on LinkedIn more.
Yeah, I'm going to say LinkedIn's good. Obviously, you've got to remember, obviously, it's a different market than Facebook users and stuff. Obviously, you are going to be aiming more at business clients and stuff. So make sure your content
never post anything like you would on Facebook. Yeah. Don't put political, personal. Don't put goofy photos of yourself.
You shouldn't be putting that on Facebook.
Somewhat, You shouldn't be putting it on Facebook either, right? Like you want to be more professional, and you want to do like polls. Polls get good responses, and you want to make videos, and you want to put content that's meaningful and talks about you as a business. You gotta. It's like in sales. If you never ask for what you're wanting them, that I want your business, then they don't know. So you have to put it out there. Hey, I want your business. How can I get your business? Do you need devices repaired? Are you in this area or around us? Let me come out. Let me give you a free quote, or look at what you have going on, or just a free chat with me. And you have to do it over and over. A lot of people I see do it one time, and then that post sinks. And they're just like, oh, I've posted that before. Well, no, you have to keep doing it. Like you may talk about that one, Monday. Well, next Tuesday, you're talking about that again. It's just consistent over and over and over again. You don't just post it one time.
No, that's good advice. That's good advice. I have to get onto LinkedIn more, but I came up with another idea for cheap things there that we were hoping to do as well. I think we got someone coming from work experience, which I actually meant to talk about as well. But the person coming from work experience is one of my best friend's daughters. She's only 16, and she was serving us the last in the restaurant, and she asked for work experience just for a week. They have to do it in school and stuff, But I'm actually going to, because I'm going to try to get one of the people working for me just to do the home repairs in future. But she's only 16, so I was saying to her, you might come over and take over her TikTok for a week and stuff, The interesting thing about it, she'll have her own, on her own Instagram. I don't know her Instagram, but I guarantee she'll have 2,000 or 3,000 followers. She will. That's what the age group has, And she'll probably announce on her TikTok that she's doing, or her Instagram and all that she's going to be doing our social media for a week, Now, there are probably people who are only going to be 16, 17, but they're 1 year away from college. They're all going to be trying to get computers next year, so that's going to be loads of advertising for free. But another thing what I was going to do, something cheap, is, those iPad chargers? Those wireless chargers for your phones?
Yeah.
You can buy them off any of the stores now, Target, Aspire, whatever, for £2 or something. We're going to get a sticker and put our sticker on those, And we're going to go around to the local hotels and give out, 10 of them free, but they're going to put them in there. They're actually going to put them in the business rooms, where they have to meet.
I love that.
What's the B&A, that business charter, which I don't want to join. They have meetings in there every week. So we'll have them in the meeting rooms there. There's another place which just does meeting rooms as well. So I'm just going to walk in and go, here's 10 or 20 of these. You can put those on your tables for people during meetings. It's going to be bloody. They're all meetings. All the business are meeting there. It's all. And then everyone loves free stuff. And they're going to say, you have all wireless chargers for your desks, If I have any left over, I'd say put them in, go to the local pub bars and say, there's wireless chargers for you too. It's going to probably cost me 100, 200 quid. And I'm going to be, I don't want to go to those business meetings because they bore the crap out of me. But I tell you what, while people are bored and they're looking down, they can look down at my business name, and that's the way to do it. Kind of a Trojan horse effect of it, Mm-hmm. While they're all bored at their breakfast business meeting, I'd be out having nice cups of coffee, advertising away to them subtly.
There we go. Right. Stephen has asked, I have been sending text messages through GMB. What's GMB?
Google My Business.
Right, Google My Business. I was trying to think. I was thinking Good Morning Britain. I'm thinking, what's the TV program got to do it? Through GMB for reviews, but I find that some don't leave reviews. Is it worth adding a promotion on the next service if you leave reviews?
No, I can't.
Can I possibly answer this one, because I've been in this
Go
situation?
ahead.
So yeah, Google, Facebook, whatnot, brilliant for getting reviews, free. So I had this thing where people weren't leaving reviews, and the rules of the Google My Business reviews is you're not allowed to incentivize customers to leave by paying them money.
Right.
But what I did, which is quite within the rules, I offered them a £5 discount off the next purchase of the live review.
Yeah,
Or
that's
next
great.
service, and a lot of folk have bitten. A lot of folk have done it.
I used to do the same thing a long time ago, but then what happened is one person who really knew that meant something to me because I asked for it like that. It went kind of bad, like a repair that I did, like this was like 4 years ago. And, they just went and attacked me online because they knew it was so important to me, And so I never incentivize a review. What I do is I do it in person. So if someone's like, and this is what I teach my staff, if we don't ask for a review unless someone's like, wow, this is so great, or this was so impressive, and professional, or if they look at the device or whatever you did and they're like, man, this was really good, or I really like this, you guys were fast, whatever. If they just say anything nice, we reply with, that's really nice of you to tell me, but it would be better if you told the world and put it online. Can I get your phone? I'll open up where to leave a review. It'll take just a minute. And so we just take the device from them, open it up, and hand it to them and say, yeah, so my name is spelt. And you don't want them to walk away. So you want to say, so I'm going to tell you how to spell my name. So type what you want, and then I'm going to tell you how to spell my name. So then that keeps them there and makes them feel like, okay, I've got to do it now because I need to know how to spell this person's name. So that's really worked for me. I am terrified of saying, here's this, you give me that. Because I had a guy go online and say, the only reason I left that review is because they offered me all these reviews are fake. It was terrible. So I stopped doing it.
It's a bit of a tricky one. I mean, another thing I would probably say about the whole GMB reviews thing is, if you get 1 or 2 bad reviews, don't sweat it, because I got left a fake review by one person, and I got one star review, which was slightly unjust, but there you have it. And I actually had customers say to me, look, it's quite refreshing you've actually got a couple of bad reviews in there, because if you had nothing but 5-star reviews all the way, we just think it's far too good to be true. So it's actually great you've got a couple of negative reviews in there as well.
That's a good point.
Yeah, don't be too put out with the fact that you get a fake review or a bad review. It's life and crap happens.
Yeah, make sure you reply to it in a professional manner and just don't call them a liar and all this, that, and the other. Just make it nice and professional. Reply or whatever with facts. So that's good. One thing I used to do a lot, I must admit I don't do it as much these days, but when we're on site, if we're wanting reviews, obviously, again, you make sure the customer's happy, is as you leave, generally I'd leave a page open for basically the Google review, basically on the web browser, and say, if you've been happy, feel free to fill the review in and just leave them to it, basically. So it's on there in front of them on the screen. You could potentially do a similar thing on PC if you don't abuse it. If someone's coming to a store or something like that, you could potentially set up a scheduled task, which just pops up once when they first turn the machine on for the first time. The scheduled task pops up and opens a web browser at a specific page, for example, your review, so they could fill it in. And that works obviously on Facebook or Google or Yelp or whatever else there is out there at the moment. So that's one way of doing it. So a lot of people forget about scheduled tasks on Windows. It can actually be quite useful to do things and set things up, like cleaning machines and even asking it to open a specific website every now and again and so forth.
But the other thing that Stephen needs to remember is a lot of people just won't leave reviews anyway. They're happy, they won't. And the other thing, as Nicole said there as well, is like there's people out there, and you could hand back the computer and you could say, you handed me this plastic tin now, and I just actually turned it into gold, and it's 18-ounce gold, and they won't be happy, So I don't send my links to everybody at all. I send links to people who I know are really, really happy, and then I think there's no way I'm sending certain links to a Mrs. Murphy who really won't be happy and has never been happy all her life and may need counselling. You know, that's not my issue, but I don't want her leaving reviews with me. But you know, that's no disrespect.
Just
Mrs. Murphy.
another very quick note on the whole Google reviews thing as well, I would say, Phil. If someone's offering to give you a tip, like give you a £5-10 tip, I say to them, no, please don't leave a tip, just leave me a good review. It's worth far more than the tip they would have given you anyway.
Yeah.
And another thing is, if you're passing en route to another job and you happen to do a quick call out and it takes you 5 minutes, I did that for one customer one time. He couldn't get his iPhone connected to the internet. It was just the Wi-Fi code was being typed in wrong. I sorted it literally in 2 minutes, and I said, "Look, don't pay me. Just leave me a review here," and he left me a review there and then. You know, it's far better.
Yeah, that's a nice one to say. Look, we leave it off, but leave me a review. And another thing, it's coming up to Halloween. Now, be careful of what you do because with this one, because you could be arrested on it. But I live in an estate, and loads of kids call on Halloween night. You know, so I decided I had no money at this time, and I spent 40 quid on sweets, personalised sweets with Crosshaven computers. So whenever they came to the door, I would have had to hand them out sweets anyway. When they went home, they probably threw up Crosshaven computer sweets. Don't do that down in the local park. Don't just go down to the park and just go up to the kids and hand them sweets. That doesn't work. 2 years in jail I got for that.
I was getting worried when you're talking arrested. I thought it would involve chickens, Cormac.
No, don't go to the park with chickens. Just stay away from the parks, all right?
Yeah. To add on what Ben said as well about asking for reviews, if obviously someone offers a tip or whatever, another good thing as well is obviously make sure you got a business card on you as well, and say, or you could give this business card to someone else or something along that lines as well. That's another way of doing it, or share our details or pass our details on. Don't be scared to ask. Obviously, if you don't ask, you don't get. It's as simple as that. And worst case scenario, they say no, or they just don't give you a business card to someone else. And obviously, a business card, well, I'm sure.
Can we go into a hot topic conversation for 1 minute now and have a big argument over business cards? Granted, I haven't got them made for last year either. I haven't handed out a business card in neon many years. As in, do you still hand them out to people? I don't know.
I get people ask for them, but generally, if we repair machines or whatever, we usually have like a pack of stickers with our phone number and stuff, and we stick them on people's computers or under the keyboard or something like that. But I do carry business cards. I've got them in my wallet all the time. But I do find business to business stuff tends to have want more business cards than anything. So if you were dealing with mainly consumers, maybe not. So again, these days it's generally easier for people because they can easily enter it into the mobile phone and so forth. Where
I have like a QR code.
Yeah,
like a QR business card, and they scan it, and it like pulls up a long list of all the things that I do, and they click the button, and it can add it and all that stuff. But I do business cards for B2B, and then cards for carriers, and then flyers for like regular customers.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a pretty good idea. So, how do people find flyers these days?
Terrible waste of
money.
money.
Work for you or not?
No. So the way I do, the most of the time I use it at events, like parades. So I go to a lot of parades. Well, pre-COVID, but over here we have a lot of events during the holidays, and so like the year before COVID started, I had actually given out 5,000 flyers. And what I did, Cormac, to your candy thing, so you know how when you throw candy out of a car in a parade, that they just take the candy? Well, what I do is I get little bags and I put just 2 pieces of candy, and then I put a flyer inside and I wrap it and tie it, because the mom is going to be like, oh, you can't eat that until I open it, you know? And so they put it in their purse and take it home. I do the same thing at events. I'll have like 5 or 6 staff all in shirts. I'll get a little character from eBay that I put somebody in, like a puppy or something, so they can take photos with the kids. And instead of giving out 1 lollipop, we put it in a bag with a flyer and tie it, because moms always say, oh, you can't open the bag, you know, and they put the bag away and then they go home and open it and they got the flyer. Because have you ever been to an event and give someone a flyer and they just throw it on the ground in front of you? They do that a lot here in the United States. They'll be like, right in front of your face, like just so rude. So to get them to take it home, I put it in the bag with the candy, and I'm like, oh, just take that home. That's a bag of candy, and it's got like 2 pieces in it.
That's that. I didn't know.
That's clever.
That's clever, but actually that reminds me of another tip that I heard. Actually, I didn't know that he just go down the street in America and throw bags of candy to people. Again, I don't know how you got it on in Scotland, Ben, but we'd be arrested for stuff like that too. But that's America. That's good. But here's a nice tip. Facebook. If there is that parade going on, or if there's a soccer match there, you look like a Ranger supporter, Ben, or something like that. When there's a stadium, okay, or the stadium, so there's 20,000 people around. There's 20,000 people. What you need to do is you need to do a Facebook ad, okay? But you need to drop your pin right in the middle of the stadium or right in the middle of the parade and just do the radius for 1 mile around. That's all you do. 1 mile for 4 hours, 5 hours, and there's 20,000 people looking at their phones, and they will be on Facebook, and that's where you get the biggest bang for your buck. All you have to do is €10, drop it in there in the middle of a stadium or a concert, anything a concert, anything like that, and that is just brings us. Everyone's going to be on the phone at some stage at halftime or something. They'll be scrolling through Facebook because they want to put up pictures of themselves opening candy and stuff. They want to do that, and there you go. Drop your pin there and go in and have a cup of coffee.
Yeah, that's pretty good idea, that. Right, let's have a look. Paul's saying you can get NFC business cards now, and you don't even need to scan a QR code. You just tap a phone, and it adds the details in. So it's pretty good advice if you're looking at getting business cards. Just bear in mind, obviously, if you're dealing with consumers, and especially if they're old consumers, you probably find that some of them have got old phones, like Nokia ones, which are not very smart, let's put it that way, and so forth. So, yeah, but it could work for a lot of people. Right, does anyone else in chat have any ideas of how to get customers on the cheap, basically, or for free, before I start going through my list? I'll give them a few seconds. Does anyone else, like Nicole, Ben, or Cormac, got any other ideas?
Yes.
Go on, Ben.
You're going to love this one, Phil. Great free advertising just for you.
Doesn't have anything to do with Amigas?
Nothing to do with Amigas or Beatles or anything else. Join a group like Tech for Techs and come on a live show like this.
Yeah.
The bit where you do your introduction about where you're from, what's your name, where you're from, sounds like something off Blind Date. What's your name, where do you come from? But yeah, that bit in the introduction, I've picked up traders who've been watching the show and have heard about the fact that I do trade sales and that sort of thing. You get talking to folk when you join a group like Tech for Techs. I have to say, and I'm not being paid by you to say this, Phil, Tech for Techs is possibly the best business Facebook group I've ever joined.
Only probably.
Oh, definitely. definitely.
I'll give you a few quid after the show now.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah. But I mean, it's genuinely good because not only is it a great group to sort of throw ideas around on or get help with, there's a lot of business to be done through a group like Tech for Techs. And whether it's helping people out with their customers, if they're too far away from you're more in the local area, whether it's sales through other people in the group, whether it's,
That's
a great tip. Great tip. The Scottish man is right. It's a great tip. That's a great tip.
I'm just looking at one of the comments from Richard Creedy. Not thought of that one before, but put your phone number on your business Wi-Fi. So obviously when people are searching locally, especially if you're a store or whatever, obviously it'll pop up with your business phone number on there. So that's a pretty good idea. As long as you want everyone knowing what it is, obviously. And obviously they'll know what your Wi-Fi is. It's your Wi-Fi as well. So just make sure you've got a nice password on there to stop them getting on if needs be. So Paul's saying get Facebook Wi-Fi. I believe Cormac has mentioned this previously. The customer gets access to your Wi-Fi for free. All they have to do is check in on your page. Is this something you've done before, Cormac?
That's good.
No, that's not. But I know what he's saying, and it's a good tip. All right, it is a good tip. It depends where you are,
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends where you are and then what. Like that wouldn't be working in my place. No, but it's a good idea.
We did do a similar thing. We've got a couple of Wi-Fi nodes set up. Basically, go from outside the shop, and then we've got one like up at the community centre, and it creates like a big Wi-Fi bubble around the area, so people can log into the Wi-Fi for free. But the first page they go to, rather than Facebook, yeah, you can set it up for Facebook, so that's a good idea. We actually have it set up for our website instead. So obviously that helps. Obviously, boost us up the rankings on Google because more people are visiting our website as well. So it's a win-win both. But it also advertises our product, services, and everything at the same time. All they have to do is press continue. They don't have to create an account or anything. But at least every time they log in, they can obviously access the Wi-Fi for free, and it comes up with our name and details and who's providing it and everything like that. So that's pretty good. So Paul, you probably imagined it. It might have been me. It might have been someone else. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure someone spoke about it in the past. I can't remember who it was. To be honest, it might have been Peter or someone like that. Right, let's have a look. Regarding events, you mentioned events a few seconds ago regarding certain things. One of the things is you can create your own events as well. So you could potentially have an open day. People can come and see your processes, how you do things. You could potentially do, if you've got enough room, a tutorial of how to build a computer or how to do certain things on computers and invite people into the store to do this if you've got enough room, obviously. Unfortunately, I know most UK stores are pretty limited on space, but there's nothing stopping you if you haven't got the room to do different things like that. I know someone, I can't remember who it was now, but they used to do I think it was outside they did it, and they put like a tent up over the top, like marquee. But they basically get tables out, get loads of old computers, and let customers actually build their own computers out there, only with old parts. And then if they wanted to take that computer home with them afterwards, it might have been only a like 10-year-old PC or whatever, they'd say, yeah, 50 quid, you can take that home with you, or something along that lines. But obviously it's gets rid of their rubbish, I suppose, one way. But on top of that, obviously, it's getting people involved with your business and so forth. And that's the sort of things people remember more so than just popping in your store and picking up a cable. So events like that might be something. Obviously, if you've got room, you could always do gaming competitions. I know a few people do. They'll even offer it for free on a certain night. So on a Wednesday night, they'll do Call of Duty over the network or something, get probably about 6 or 8 different people together. And then they'll order pizza in for everyone and stuff like that, have a sort of a lock-in event and stuff like that. So that's other ideas. It's low cost, but obviously it does require you to have plenty of room. Another one, and this sort of goes with what Ben said about Tech for Techs, is also use your community, as in the community, as in other techs around you, as referrals. So, for example, if you're having, I don't know, let's just say you, like I do, repair computers and laptops, but we don't do phones, we'll send any phone repairs, tablet repairs to a competitor if you want to do it, or another local store who does do it. And then if they have any work, for example, they don't do call-out service, they will send that work to us. So we don't charge them, they don't charge us, no money crosses hands, but they're giving us work and we're giving them work. So it's win-win both ways, and it doesn't cost a penny to do. So it's sort of you're advertising with your competitor in a sort of way. But I don't like to seek really call them competitors, because I like to get on with all our local stores. Don't get me wrong, there's always that one what you don't get along with, but there's not much you can do about that. But it's always best to get along with these people, because you never know when you'll need help. You may have a job, what you need to do, where, for example, you need to set up something on site, you need 4 or 5 people, and there's only you. They may be able to supply the extra staff and give you a hand for a certain amount of money, or favours, or whatever it may be. So always work nicely with your competitors is probably the best way of doing it. Right, okay, we've got Facebook users say, we visit all our banks in the local area, hand out posters on staying safe online. Yeah, that's a good idea. And recognising scams and offer free advice. We tell the staff and they tell the clients. So, yeah, so that's a pretty good idea. I must admit, we've got something similar to that, but it's actually police station, apparently, and I've been told this because by some staff who work there and where people got these details from. They've got our business card up on the notice board, so if anyone has any scams or issues or anything along that line with the computers, they can contact them to sort them out. I'm hoping our name is in the police station for a good reason, not a bad reason, but generally that's another good way of getting stuff. But yeah, I do like the idea of the banks. That is a good idea, obviously, if you can work with them. I'm not sure who Facebook user is. If it's Canal, well done, Canal. If not, if someone else, then well done, whoever you are. Right, does anyone else have anything else they want to say? So Cormac, Ben, Nicole, before we end the show in a few minutes. No, you're pretty quiet. Let me go through some of my other tips. If there's anything else on there, we've spoke about social media. Obviously, search engine optimization is a good thing. Make sure your website's up to date and looks good. If you've got a website already, it's free to do. Make sure you've done some simple things. I check everyone's website when they join Tech for Techs. So I generally know what most people's websites do, and I'd say roughly 30% of them need to be a little bit better, if not more. Some of you don't even have your phone number on the front page of your website, or address, or even the location you cover. So it'll say you do computer repairs, but it doesn't say where. So having your location, your phone number, obviously your address if you're a store, will really help. Email address, contact. Most people will read the top part. If they don't see the top part, the information they need in the top part of your website, they'll just move on to someone else who's got the information. So make sure your website has all the best things on there available. Obviously, you can do live chats on websites and all this, that, and the other. That's probably for another day. But make sure you've got all your important information on there, because we do see that. And obviously, if your website looks like something from 1980, unless you're trying to reproduce the Matrix or something like that, it's going to look a bit dated for most customers these days. And make sure it works fine on a mobile phone, because I know on our website, 70% of the users using mobile devices now. So hopefully you should be up to date with that, but I know a few of you aren't. Otherwise...
Can I give a tip about the website real quick?
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah. So I know some people, well, you guys work on computers. So, I don't know if you know how to build websites, right? I always generally put computer people with website building. But if you don't know how to build a website and you made your website, but that's as much as you can do as far as design, you can go to themeforest.com and you can find like the favorite, most best looking website that you want. And they charge like $100 and they install the whole thing and they design it all. All you have to do is go in and change the photos and the wording, but everything will exactly look like the template and they do it all for you.
Oh,
that's pretty good advice. Yeah. Again, a lot of people do it themselves. Again, most of us, we repair computers. We might be able to do a bit of web design and stuff like that, or the basics. But again, it's one of those things. We always tell customers to seek the right person for the right job. So obviously, if you're not an expert, it may not look the best. If you get an expert,
yeah, and use hashtags when you post on social media, because people actually do search things by hashtags. So use hashtags, computer repair and your city, and use that all the time, and hashtag your name every time you post.
That's it. That's a pretty good one there. Online directory listings as well is a good one. Make sure you're listed in your local newspaper, radio stations, any online directories for computers repair. Make sure you're all listed there. Even if people don't search there, those places are linking back to your website, which will help with backlinking, which will obviously promote your website. And another thing, what a lot of people don't always do is name the photos on the website. That will be called image 1, image 5, image whatever. Make sure you name it to do with what, obviously, on the picture and the location you're at. So obviously it'll help and pop up in the image results. Referral schemes, I'm not going to go too into depth with that one. You've got vouchers we've spoke a bit about. I pretty much think I've covered most things there, to be honest with you. We're not going too in-depth and spending another hour. We don't want Cormac getting angry, so we better end the show in the next few minutes. But first of all, I'd like to say thank you for Cormac coming, as well as Ben and Nicole as well, and taking part tonight. We do have another show next week at 8 p.m. This is a vendor special. This is with Brazen. If you don't know who Brazen are, they make gaming chairs. So if you've got a retail store or you want to resell gaming chairs, let me just put a little picture up. These are the guys you probably want to have a word with, or at least watch the show, find out more. They'll be on with CMS Distribution, so we'll have some of the guys from them on as well. They'll be telling you all about their gaming chairs and obviously how they could benefit, obviously, your store and so forth. And again, this is a UK-based company, so you are dealing with obviously a UK vendor, and I've had a word and spoke to the guy in charge, and he seems pretty good. We did actually do a review for them a couple of years ago, before they were actually a member in Tech for Techs, and they were doing through distribution. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the chair we've got. We actually use it in our main studio at the moment. But they will be on the show next Thursday, 8 p.m. Obviously, again, keep an eye out for obviously the nominations for the awards. That'll be coming in within the next couple of weeks. And on top of that, TechMax is still obviously scheduled next year, 24th of June. If you haven't signed up, you haven't bought a ticket yet, I suggest you do, especially for the evening. Out of 180 evening tickets, we have got around 25 left. So if you're wanting an evening ticket, make sure you go get one now. There's plenty of daytime tickets left, that's fine. But if you want an evening ticket where you can interact with all the vendors on a near enough one-to-one basis, then I suggest you get them ASAP. And you can get those. Let me put the link in the chat so you can see it. Here we go. It's at techmax2022.co.uk, or you can just go to the Tech for Tech's website and click the link at the top. It'll take you straight there. Right, guys. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And no, thank you, Alison, for watching as well. And she's at least she's got some good pointers there. So otherwise, we'll be seeing you all next week. So again, that's Thursday at 8 p.m. Good night, everyone, and thanks again for watching.